Congratulations. Thank you. Well done. Thanks. Well done. Thank you.
Hi, pal. You alright?
Thank you.
How are you?
Not bad.
Good. Yeah, good, thanks.
Craig, congratulations. How do you sum up this afternoon?
I think we ran out worthy winners. The first half was a bit closer than the second. I thought we were a little bit nervous in the first half and maybe got rid of the ball quicker than we probably needed to. But half time came at a good time for us and we managed to settle the nerves a little bit. And particularly once we got the first goal, I felt we were in complete control. And then other than the free kick that Bobby saved, I don't recall any major chances for Inverness.
When your side is nervy, is it easy to tell them to stop being nervous? Because it's kind of a natural thing, I guess, players have.
No, but I think they're all in their own little worlds on the field and they're all dealing with what's inside their own heads. I think at half time you have the opportunity to talk about a number of different things, but just having a calmness in possession that would allow us to give us better opportunities to score, and that happened.
It's the stage of the season where people are assessing the good and bad of teams and kind of weighing up where hearts are at the moment. What does reaching a cup final do in terms of galvanising the group for the remainder of what is left?
I disagree slightly. I think people are judging every week what's good and bad. So yeah, we've got, for the first time in 14 years, we've got to 2 semi-finals this year. Now we've got a semi-final and a final. I don't know how many years that's been since that's happened. And we've had a very sort of roller coaster season, as you all know. But I'm so pleased and proud of the players for the way they dealt with the pressure today. The pressure was the thing that was against us. Anyway, we have more ability than Inverness, but we have more pressure. They've got less ability and less pressure, and that goes with athleticism, and that goes with just about everything. And that's why we're favourites. And being favourites sometimes does make you worry about losing. And but they were good. They handled that very, very well. And the result, of course, is us playing here in May.
What would it mean to the manager taking his club to the Scottish Cup final?
I'll ask him if you want. Yeah, I mean, it's a very proud moment for me, and I'll be even prouder, obviously, when the cup final comes round. Yeah, I've done a lot of things in football, but to come back and win a cup for Hearts would be the best thing that I've ever done.
Craig, you said that people judge you from game to game, but the Hearts fans just know it's almost kind of minute to minute because they're booing you off at half time, then they're rolling, you can score a goal, then they're nervous again. Does that get to the players?
It can, and I was asking for some sort of. They can boo me. I don't listen. I've been booed once or twice before, especially here. But we had a lot of players who haven't been here before, have not been in the circuit in these circumstances. A lot of players in the team, and we had a couple of Bobby Burns and Aidan Keena who started the game. Obviously, it's a big occasion for them, and I needed the supporters to be behind the players more than anything else. And I think it's always it's a bit reciprocal, isn't it? We need to do something to create atmosphere. And I think once we scored the first goal, then I think the nervousness of the supporters disappeared, the same as it did with some of the players.
I think that's some of the critics, because to get to a semi-final then a final,
I've long ago stopped worrying about being criticised. It's just, it comes with the job, and the longer you're in it, the more you realise it's part of it. And if we don't play well, we'll get criticised. So that's how it works, and complaining about it never does any good.
Craig, it's been quite a tough week for you. How nice was it to see the fans at the end of the match cheering and giving them something to shout about?
Yeah, I mean, we started last week obviously by losing the Derby match, which We still managed to glean some confidence from it because of the way we played. But it's, early part of the week was quite sore. But I felt Thursday, Friday we were back to ourselves. I felt pretty good going into the game today. Uche being fit and Peter making the match were two things I think that helped with that. I thought both were good today. And I felt better again yesterday, and coming here today I felt we had a very, very good chance of winning. I thought some of the performances, just to go on and expand a little bit, I thought Jake Mulroney was, Jake's been showing in glimpses how devastating he can be when he gets on the ball and attacks and plays on the front foot. And he's shown that in a lot of matches, but he hasn't really put together a performance like the performance he put on today. We took him off because he'd hurt his shoulder, but up until that point there was a consistency to his play that enabled us to find him and get dangerous situations from what he was doing. So he's not the guy who's blessed with the most confidence, so I think this will help him enormously, and I was really, really chuffed for him today.
Do you have a preference as to who you would like to face in the final?
Not at all. Not at all.
At the start of the second half, when you needed something, Ollie Lee really seemed to set the tone for you, and then he's in a hand in all 3 goals. That was a big performance.
It was, and he's playing in a little bit of a different position. He was playing narrow off the right. He has played that at Luton a few times. And again, in the first half, Ollie probably didn't show the level of performance that he normally does in possession of the ball. And he was probably typical of the team. He came out in the second half and showed real quality. But I think Uche was better in the second half. I thought our midfield were really good. And I thought defensively, I thought John Souttar again was... the criticisms of John Souttar in the past have been that he's not physical enough. I think I don't think he lost a header today against Jordan White, who's a real handful. So I was pleased for John as well. Christoph was as usual, reliable himself. And having Mick back in the team was another thing that gave me confidence going into today's match.
Robbo seemed a fairly lengthy word with you as you shook hands at the end, and I think it was just...
Robbo doesn't do anything else other than fairly lengthy conversations, as you probably know. No, listen, I've got a lot of respect for him. I spent a lot of time in the dressing room with him when I was a player, and we keep in touch all the time. He's very, very brave in the way he sets out his teams. They were leaving 3 up at times, and we played them earlier in the season, and we had a much more comfortable afternoon than we did today. But I really hope that his team managed to get into the playoffs and get up to the Premier League, because I think they would be an asset, particularly in the way they play.
Hey guys.
Quick one, sorry before you go. The story that paper small about linking John Souttar with Rangers. Just wonder if there was any...
There was a story in the paper 2 weeks ago that I was going to Spain, and I put those two in the same place. Okay.
Cool.